In my video essay entitled Echo Chamber, I told you that I had an idea that I'd be sharing with you very soon. This is that idea. A straight up the middle vote boycott of the Democratic Party. A unified focus of the B1 family's random but national presence, distributing a simple message for all the Biden sexuals and other FBAs who are unaware of our movement or still on the fence. A large number of us are hitting a limit with our anger and frustration over our situation. We want to take some type of massive action, we just don't know what it should be. Let's keep it $1.50, family. Out of everything we say and do, the only thing that people in positions of power have ever responded to is our cry not to vote. That's why nigga Jim Clyburn bought Kamala Harris down to South Carolina. That's why Karen Bass in LA is whining about the Ice Cube effect. And that's why, even in the midst of all the chaos in Akron, Ohio, you got that woman talking about everybody gotta vote. You understand? The fear of us not voting is always the common denominator because that is their Achilles heel. Arming everyone in the B1 family with a supply of 5x7 cards that present a reasonable argument for not voting is the ultimate threat to the Democratic Party. Everything on the card was specifically designed to appeal to the average FBA's sensibility. It tells them who they are, what they've accomplished, what the problem is, and what they can do about it. The best thing about it is that it allows brothers and sisters to read it at their own discretion and make up their own minds privately, without a bunch of confusing, ego-bruising online jibber-jabber. You don't have to stand on a street corner passing these things out unless that's something you want to do. If that's not you, just keep a few on hand and give one to whoever you please when you're in the mood. You don't even have to speak to anybody. The flyer provides its own explanation. They cost almost nothing to produce, and we could print millions of them with very little funding. And it's not a website that you're going to forget to visit. It's a vessel to bring our message into the real world. White supremacy can't delete it, block it, or ban it. Even if somebody throws it away, it'll sit there waiting for somebody else to see it. Family, we have to understand this fact. The FBAs voting for the Democrats outnumber us by a light year. A great number of Biden sexuals are just as fed up as we are. It doesn't matter if you're B1 or not. Every black person living in America, with the exception of the immigrant tethers, knows that on some level they're at the bottom and that they are purposely being kept there. This flyer has the potential to convince hundreds of thousands of them to finally say, enough is enough.
Now please pay even closer attention to the next thing I'm about to say.
The only way we're going to get the change that we're looking for is to get people in positions of power to legislate that change. Everything from the Civil Rights Act all the way to the reparations thing in California has to go through a legislative stage to become society's reality. Only 3 things can force people in positions of power to do what we want. Number 1, getting a critical mass of blacks to stop spending money. That is a virtual impossibility. I know hardcore black empowerment niggas who I still can't get to stop spending black dollars at anti-black immigrant establishments, so scratch that. To make us do that, the catalyst would have to be the equivalent of a new kid in New York City. Number 2, we did it before through peaceful and even violent protests. But as you can see in Akron, Ohio right now, we might be experiencing what some are calling protest fatigue. Many brothers and sisters are getting tired of having to pull up. And even if we manage to get everybody together for a non-co-opted march on Washington, D.C., we'll still need white supremacy's media to cover it. And any mass shooting anywhere would be a perfect excuse not to. We'd also be in danger of mass shooters ourselves, and still, no one in power would be under any obligation to us. Number 3, threatening their ability to hold on to power. Just the idea of a flyer boycotting the vote circulating black communities could be enough to bring the Democrats
to their knees.